So from the frequency distribution, from the frequency and percentage distribution table of the academic performance of grade 12, or any frequency and distribution table, you can now create a chart that could represent this information. For example, so it could represent this data. For example, here we have here a table or a chart for the academic performance of grade 12 students, showing the frequency, the percentage, which is for the orange bar, and for the cumulative percentage, for example. Or you can also edit um, the information that will appear in your chart or graphs. So to create a graph or chart out of a table, out of an Excel information, we need to highlight we need first to highlight the information where we would like to create, that we would like to use as a reference of our charts, and then go to insert, and then select the recommended charts, or you can select any of these options here. So we have here the bar charts, the line charts, the pie chart. So I will select here the recommended charts, because it will show to you the choices or selection of charts that are most fitted to the type of information that you have. So I will select here recommended charts. For example, you can select here um, clustered column, or stacked column, or this horizontal clustered bar charts, or this other type of charts included in the recommended charts. So for example, I would like to use this clustered column charts, and then select OK. So it will now generate a chart for my table. So I have here the chart, so I can edit the title. For example, academic performance of grade 12 students. I can also for example, I can also remove the information that are not needed in my table. So to do that, go to the filter. So this icon here is for the filter, so you can select and uncheck, for example, verbal interpretation. So we don't need to show this in our graphs. For example, we want to remove the verbal interpretation, or for example, you don't want to include the cumulative percentage in your graph. So you can just you would just like to see the frequency and the percentage charts, bar charts, and then you can select apply to apply the changes. So afterwards, you will only see in your chart the bar charts for the frequency. So we have here the legend for the frequency, which is color blue, and the bar chart for the percentage. What you can also do in this chart is that you can also add some chart elements. For example, if you would like to add axis title, for example, in this one, we have here the title for our y-axis and the title for our x-axis. You can also do that by checking this, selecting this plus icon here, and then checking the axis titles or data labels if you would like to show the specific or the exact value for each of the graph. For example, I would like to show the data labels. For example, the data table, you can also do that, or the error bars to show the margins of errors, or trend line. You can also add trend lines if it is applicable to your data. You can also edit the style of the graph. For example, this one, or like this one, you can just select the style and change the color scheme of your graphs. So that is how you add and edit a chart for your for your data. So you just need to create a table for the data, and then select that table together with the headers of each of the information, and then select the chart. I go to insert tab and then select recommended charts, and then select the type of charts that you would like to use. So for your activity, aside from the aside from the final requirements, you also need to submit the activity for this socio-economic status. So here you can use this as a practice exercises. No need to submit this one, this practice exercises. Just use this to master the skills on how to create a frequency distribution table, and how to create the charts for this type of information. For example, this one, interval information, and for this one, which is some of the nominal information, nominal data, such as the academic track or sexual orientation. And then for your group activity, you need to create the frequency and percentage distribution table for this data. So I have here the data. So in the second column, I guess, second column of your frequency and percentage distribution table, we have there the activity socioeconomic status. I would like you to create a frequency and percentage distribution for the sexual orientation of the grade 12 students, ages of the grade 10 to grade 12 student respondents, and then the grade level of the student respondents, and then monthly family income of grade 10 to 12 students of the Masagana High School. So this is by group. So this activity is a group activity. And then yung groupings natin is MTech group. Okay, so that's all for this video. So see you in our next discussion.